Hey everybody, welcome back to Champ and Sons and our Madden 21 Houston Texans franchise. And we are continuing in the playoffs after a big win in the wild card round last episode. Now we are facing off in the divisional round against the Cleveland Browns. And taking a look at where we could hopefully take some form of advantage against them as they do have Nick Chubb is out. So, kind of a thorn in our side the last time we played him earlier in the season. He will not be there this week. And we do have our starting center coming back off an injury. And so that should help us out in our run game as well. So here we are, the divisional round. Taking a look at getting this game underway right about now. There is another game we will check up on that is going to be the Raiders and the Ravens. And real quick, as you can see, the Ravens have won. So if we can get to the championship round, we will have our rematch against the Ravens, who beat us bad the last time. And on that first play, we get the pass to Cobb, who gets kind of body slammed on that one after hurdling a guy. But we are starting to move the ball. We're carrying on to the same success we had the last time, the last few weeks, really, coming into this playoff run. So now on our second play in the game, we will hand it off, and we get only about a yard or so on that one. I do think if we stick with it, we can start getting some more movement on the ground. And this being our first snow game of the season, and really my first snow game in Madden, it's looking like trying to figure out how's our passing game going to work, how's our rushing game going to work, and how are we going to keep Myles Garrett off our keister. And that play, it was kind of rough to keep him away from us, as we did have to throw it away. So now here on our first drive, we find ourselves with a 3rd and 9 coming into it. Watson's going to get the snap. We'll dump it off to the tight end, who lowers his shoulder, but is still going to be brought down a few yards short, and we are going to have to punt this ball away. We do pin the Browns down at the 2, so we have got that going for us. And now we need a big stop against Kareem Hunt. And we get that first one, and we do allow 4 yards, but there was a pretty big hole. It could have been worse, so we do give them a 2nd and 6. Now they're going to go 2 tight ends again, Hunt in the backfield. Mayfield sends Beckham in motion, and we get the handoff to Hunt, and we get him stuffed big time for a good 2-yard loss. Going to bring up a big 3rd down. That was Brandon Scarlett who got there in the backfield and was able to take him down pretty easily. Now on the next play, 3rd and 8 from the 4. They're going to hand it off to Hunt again, and Whitney merciless busts through, stopping Hunt for another loss of 2 yards, and they do punt the ball away to us. Now we will take over on their side of the field at the 43, and we bring a run on the first play, and we had a massive hole. We just didn't read it properly, and we do still pick up 5 yards to give us a 2nd and 5 here in the first quarter. 10 minutes to go at the start of this divisional round game. Now in the second play, Watson almost gets an interception, tries to hit Fuller on the out route, but they just read us and had us picked perfectly. Now at the 3rd and 5 from the 39-yard line. Watson in the backfield. Watson with DJJ in the backfield, and we're going to run the screen, and we have some open space, and I tried to hurdle them. We do end up getting it. I know by the looks of it, it's kind of ridiculous looking, but we do end up getting that first down, and now we have ourselves a 3rd and 7. 8.5 minutes to go. Watson's going to start running to the right and try to cut it back, and we are just not able to get anywhere. Myles Garrett's too quick. He's giving us fits already, and we just started the game. So that will give us the opportunity to hit a field goal on this one from about 53 yards. And the snap, and we toss it to Fairbairn, and he's going to roll right and throws it out to Fells, who's going to be wide open. He's down to the 10, and he gets tackled at about the 8-yard line. And they give us to the 10. That should have been the 8. What a brilliant fake field goal. Our first fake field goal of the season, and we get a big one on that. This is the playoffs. There is no tomorrow if we lose, so we have got to pull out all the stops in this game. Now with the first and goal from the 10, Watson in the shotgun. We take the snap, and we're going to start rolling to the left. We find the hole open, and Watson's going to lower his shoulder and power it in for the rushing touchdown. We have grabbed the lead, ladies and gentlemen. Touchdown, Houston, 7-0 lead here in the first quarter. And now on the ensuing drive, trailing by 7, they're going to hand it off to Hunt, who finds himself with a big hole, bounces off one tackler, and finally we get him dragged down. Bradley Roby chases him down all the way to the 49-yard line, and that's not how you want to respond after just getting a lead. So now their Browns are from the 49, 6.5 minutes to go, still the first quarter. Mayfield's going to take the snap, and he's going to dump it off over the middle, and we finally get him stopped after really a gain of only about 2 or 3 yards on that one. That was a good tackle by Bradley Roby. He's really stepped up, I think, a lot in this second half of the season. And so now we have him at a 2nd and 7. And Mayfield is in the shotgun again, and he's going to hand it off to Hunt, who's going to try to make somebody move with the miss, or miss with the move. But J.J. Watt was having none of it, and that will give them a 3rd and 4 from the 43-yard line. And on the very next play, Mayfield's going to roll to the left and throw it up, and it's going to get deflected. Garyon Conley, Vernon Hargraves team up for the deflection, knocking the ball down, as that will give us a 4th down stop. And now they will be punting it off from the 43, and they're going to run a fake, and we stuff them. We were reading it all the way, ladies and gentlemen. Ejiofor with the big stop and the turnover. And so we will take over at the 44-yard line. Now Watson in the shotgun. He drops back. And we're going to go forward, but we get hit, and Watson fumbles and turns the ball over just like that. That is not how you pull off the fumble-rooski play if that's what he was trying to do. That is humiliating and really poor offense. So now that the Browns have the ball again, they're going to hand it off, and J.J. Watt's having a field day this afternoon, stuffing Kareem Hunt in the backfield for a 1-yard loss. And look at that, J.J. Watt, knowing that if we can't get any further, there may be changes in the offseason, and he wants to stay in Houston. And he's earning his spot, ladies and gentlemen. He's old. He's been injured. He has to earn everything that he gets in this series. Now for a 2nd and 11. Mayfield from under center drops it off to Beckham, who's going to get blasted, but he will spin forward and get the first down. Now a little later in the drive, the Browns have the ball at the 10. This is not a goal to go. It is 1st and 10 from the 10. And Mayfield's going to drop back and dump it off across the middle to Landry, who's not going to be able to hold on to it. Incomplete pass. We escaped with a lucky play there. Now on the 2nd down play. 2 tight ends right. Mayfield under center. Mayfield takes the snap. And we're going to get the pressure and the sack by Zach Cunningham, as that will drop him to a 3rd and 13. The big play. Deshaun Watson's fired up. Our whole team is getting geared into it. Now 3rd and 13 from the 14-yard line. Mayfield in the shotgun. He's going to take the snap. We're going to bring the pressure. And he fumbles. J.J. Watt picks it up. And he's going to start running down the field. Hunt chases him down and tackles him at the 48-yard line. What a big turnover, giving us the ball back and a chance to extend our lead on the strip sack. J.J. Watt with the recovery, and he starts hustling. So now on the first play, we're going to go play action on this one and try to beat him big, have the momentum going. So we roll to our left, and we look at Fuller, and we think he has the lead, but the safeties come from underneath. And it's actually the cornerback that was guarding Brandon Cooks that's going to make that interception and start the run back. And Randall Cobb finally finishes off the tackle at the 33. So we're looking at a turnover fest, ladies and gentlemen. About, 3 turnovers in 4 plays or something odd like that. That is just poor football. I blame the weather conditions. And now Kareem Hunt with a decent run for 3 yards right up the middle. our rush defense has really been beastly this second half of the season. We got burned a lot in the first half. Granted, when you're playing Lamar Jackson, that kind of happens. And J.J. Watt busts through with the sack on the bull rush. He moved that guard out of his way like nothing, and he gets through and throws Mayfield to the ground, bringing up a big 3rd and 15. This defense is being beastly. Now, from the 3rd and 15, under 1 minute to go in the first quarter, Mayfield in the shotgun. He takes the snap, and he's going to heave it up to nobody, trying to hit Landry, but we had that read all the way. And so they will punt the ball back to us as we take over at the 40-yard line. On the next play we get the ball to Fuller. Finally, we've been trying to reach him all quarter, and that play will take us to the second quarter with a 2nd and 2. And now we run a play action, drop it off to our fullback. Gillespie gets down the field and lowers his shoulder all the way to the 44-yard line. Now a little later in the drive, we have ourselves at a 3rd and 12. And Watson drops back with the pressure. He rolls to the left, and there's nothing there. And we have to throw the ball away. And we do miss the field goal, ladies and gentlemen. We shanked it. Kicking has been a struggle for us in this game so far. This time Mayfield rolls to the left. We barely miss the sack, and he almost comes through with that completion. You've got to be kidding me. We need better, pass rush. We need better coverage. We got lots of holes to fill. All right, so now with the 2nd and 10, Mayfield under center takes the snap. He drops all the way back to his own end zone and finally finds Landry. But he was coming back to us, and he is going to get a loss of 2 yards on that play, having to come back to get the ball. So that brings them to a big 3rd and 12. Now from their own 7. And this time we get the pressure again. Mayfield's going to roll left, and we miss the tackle. And then for some reason, this little stutter step just fools everybody. Don't know why that is. And Mayfield goes all the way down to the 32-yard line. And so we will actually catch up with the Browns a little later in that drive. Or here in the second quarter after a couple more, useless drives, a couple 3-and-outs by both teams. And we find the Browns now with a 2nd and 1 from the 13. There's only 2.5 minutes left in the second quarter. As you can see, we still have a 7-0 lead, trying to hold on by the hair of our chinny chin chin. And J.J. Watt says, "Forget your hair, I have a beard," and gets a big stop, as that will take us to the 2-minute warning here with a big 3rd down play, trying to hold them to a field goal. Trying to just maintain a little something. Now Mayfield's in the shotgun. Multiple wide receivers set and Hooper in at tight end. Mayfield's going to drop to throw it, but we knock the ball loose out of their hands. They are incomplete pass, and that will end it for their drive. They do get a field goal, and so the score is 7-3 here at the half. We have been firing on all cylinders, 100 passing yards, 68 rushing yards, but the turnovers have been insane. And now looking, Las Vegas Raiders made it to the divisional round against the Baltimore Ravens, and the Ravens escape at home with a 34-31 win. And that is going to lead us here to the second half. The Browns start out with the ball. And on the first drive of the second half, we bring some pressure, and it's almost intercepted by McKinney. But Nardrick McKinney had a chance, and he just couldn't come down with it. That play hurts. That's an opportunity that we need. And so we do give them to a 2nd and 10. They're going to run the ball with Hunt, who gets stuffed. Ejiofor, who's kind of way out of position, gets the stop, and that will bring up a big 3rd and 11 for our defense, needing to get off the field, put the ball in the hands of our quarterback, Watson. And on the 3rd and 11 snap, Mayfield has ages and ages in the backfield to find somebody, and he finally does, Mr. Odell Beckham, for a massive gain all the way to our 47-yard line. They are now on the other side of the field. Now, a little later in the drive, we do find him with a 1st and goal to go. And there, Mayfield's going to dump it over the middle, and they get an easy touchdown. So we have now lost our lead and are trailing by 3 points. The score is now 10-7 Cleveland. Now with a big run right up the middle, massive hole. DJJ, he's running for his life. 10 rushes, 34 yards. That is one of the biggest ones of them. So that will give us a whole new set of downs to play with. We are trailing by 3, needing to step up big. And we're going to, let's see, we need to, I want us to keep our rushing game going. I need us to mix it up, though. If they keep reading, just right up the gut, we're going to end up being bottled up and become too one-dimensional. But we may need to be one-dimensional because we can't run to the outside. And they play it perfectly. Fuller fails to block. And now we have ourselves a 2nd and 14. All right, so we're going to bring Fuller in motion, give him a chance to make up for that foolish blocking attempt that he had on that last play. And we drop it off to Fuller, who's going to get hit, and he dropped it. You got to be kidding me. And so we are not able to do anything with the ball there, and we had to punt it away to Cleveland, who gets moving down the field. My goodness, this offense is looking semi-unstoppable. Kind of like they're looking against the Cowboys right now. Ugh, beyond ridiculous. I never knew the Browns could be so good. Now with the 3-point lead, J.J. Watt powers through, but they find Odell Beckham, who's going to break a couple tackles and has to get brought down by Zach Cunningham at the Houston 47. Our defense is now failing to tackle. It's bad enough we can't cover, but if you're not going to be able to cover, at least make the tackle on them. So now with the 1st and 10, 2 tight ends, Mayfield gets the snap, tries to drop it off to Landry again, but he is going to be knocked down, incomplete pass, as that will bring us to a 2nd and 10. So now, from the shotgun, Mayfield takes the snap. We're trying to bring pressure on the outside, and he gets the ball dumped off to Hunt, who makes a hell of a catch. And good coverage by Cunningham on that one to bring down Hunt pretty much immediately as he made that catch. Now on a 3rd and 2. They're going to hand it off to Hunt, who will pick up the 1st down. And we are not stopping them. We've got to do better. 1st and 10, a whole new set of downs for the Browns here. So Mayfield in the shotgun, Hooper off to the left, Hunt in the backfield, and Mayfield's going to get the snap. He's reading the defense, and he tries to drop it off, but he doesn't see Hargraves, who's going to get the interception, and he will get tackled at the 32-yard line. Vernon Hargraves, one of our re-signings during the season. He has got his first interception of the game, giving new life to the Texans, taking away momentum from the Browns as they were just driving it right down our defense's throat. So now with a 1st and 10, rejuvenated life, gonna have to be smart with the ball at this point. Deshaun Watson in the pistol, hands it off to DJJ, finds a big hole, is going to cut it out to the left, and Grant Delpit with the shoestring tackle, almost breaking that one for a big play. DJJ now has 12 rushes for 48 yards on the afternoon. So now with a brand new set of downs, Watson's going to be in the shotgun, 4 out wide, DJJ in the backfield. Watson's going to take the snap. He's reading the defense. Garrett's coming on the pressure, and we dump it off to Fells, who's going to get us a good, decent little 8-yard gain. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 2. Now, from 2nd and 2, Watson in the shotgun. Cobb and Cooks to his left. And he's going to be reading the field, and he's going to run it up. It has opened up wide, and Watson will slide down after about a 10-yard gain. As you can see, he has 4 rushes for 56 yards on the day. And this whole second half of the season, we have been most successful when we've gotten him moving. So now we're spreading it out some more. We're keeping it wide open. Watson gets the snap. Garrett coming on the pressure, but we dump it off to Brandon Cooks. He's going to get up the field all the way down to the 10-yard line. What a nice, smart play by Watson, getting it dumped off to Cooks, who's going to head straight down the field, north and south, adding on about an extra 10 to 15 yards. Now the 1st and 10 from the 10. Watson's got 2 wide receivers to the right and 1 tight end. Cooks coming across, but Watson's going to run it. And we're not sliding this time as we get down to the 4-yard line after a 6-yard gain by Watson, bringing up a 2nd and 3, 4 yards away, 12 feet away from taking the lead in this game. Now a 2nd and 3. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. DJJ in the backfield, and we hand it off to him, and there's not much room for him on that play, but he does get a couple yards, and that will bring up a big 3rd and 2. Now we're going 5 wide. 3rd and 2. Actually, only 4 wide from the pistol. DJJ right behind Watson. And we're starting to make some play call changes here. Getting some movement coming across, and we dump it off. And it's going to be intercepted. We were trying to hit Fuller, and yet it was the man guarding Cooks who makes the interception. You've got to be kidding me on that one. And so now the Browns take over from the 20-yard line. And they're going to run it right up the middle with Kareem Hunt. We've had him bottled up all day until that run. Well, he's had only one other really big run. You can see he's at 17 rushes for 49 yards. So they are hammering him with the ball. But we've been able to maintain. That's why we only have a 3-point deficit. They're going to hand it off to Hunt, who's going to trip over his own lineman and take himself down for a 1-yard gain. And we will take it. That's our motto. We'll take what we can get this season. So now with a 2nd and 9, Mayfield takes a snap from under center, and J.J. Watt playing in the nose position on that one. He gets a big tackle and stops him. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 12 for the Browns at their own 30-yard line. And what Mayfield will be in the shotgun, 5 wide, as he's going to bring some people in motion. And he snaps it, and we get the interception again. Hargraves with interception number 2. He's running down the side. He makes a man miss, and he finally gets tackled at the 24-yard line. Vernon Hargraves, 2 interceptions on the day. He does not want to go home. He wants to go to Baltimore. And Watson from the pistol. First play after the interception. We have a big hole, and we start to run through it, but Myles Garrett somehow has about a 4-foot wingspan with just one arm, reaches out and tells Johnson, "You're not going very far today." So now DJJ, after a 3-yard rush, brings it to a 2nd and 7. Watson's going to roll right, and he dumps it off to him, and he try to make a man miss, unable to, but we do get the ball down to the 8-yard line. And that's going to bring up 1st and goal and a chance to take the lead in this divisional round. Now Watson from the pistol. He hands it off again, and we're not able to make a man miss. And we do end up getting stopped after just about a gain of 1 yard on that play. So now there's a minute left here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and goal from the 7. We're trying to get this stuff spread out wide, and we're going to go with a screen pass, hoping we can catch them napping. And we do drop off the screen, but they are going to read it perfectly, and that will drop us for a 4-yard loss back to the 11-yard line. And we are now at 3rd and goal from the 11. And we're going to have getting close to the end of the quarter, but we snap it anyways. And Watson will take the sack. Luckily, he didn't fumble, so we got that going for us. And we do get the game-tying field goal, but we have to give it back to the Browns without taking the lead over. And this time they will run it up the middle with Hunt, who's going to get a decent-sized gain on that play for about 5 yards. Going right up the middle. We had him in there. We just didn't make the stop. So like I said, that's going to be a problem that we have to fix here in this offseason once we get to it. And then on the very next play, they go after Conley, who's going up against Beckham, which I get it. He has his hands full, and that's almost impossible to just completely shut down. But we need him to step up and play better instead of leaving plays like that open. As we have caught up with the Browns later in the drive, and they now have a 1st and goal from the 1. Beckham has 122 yards receiving on the day. Bill O'Brien looking clueless. He doesn't know how to stop anything. We have one of the worst defenses in the league. And now Mayfield, under pressure, starts scrambling, and we are going to get the sack. We're going to bring him down. Brandon Scarlett playing out of his mind this afternoon, like many of our guys on our defense. And Brandon Scarlett will get the sack all the way back at the 8 as we now maintain 2nd and goal. And Mayfield will be in the shotgun. And this time we're not able to get much pressure on him, but Mayfield will still roll out to the left, and we are going to chase him down. Vernon Hargraves chases him down, gets the tackle, back to the 4-yard line. So now a 3rd and goal from the 4. Mayfield in the shotgun, Hunt in the backfield with him. Mayfield starts sending some guys in motion, and he's going to take the snap, and he dumps it off in the back of the end zone to a man who had his back turned and somehow knew that the pass was coming. Thank you for that so much, Madden. Now we are trailing by a touchdown. Watson in the shotgun, making play adjustments, and we're going to get the snap. And Garrett's coming to bring us pressure, and we throw an interception. Watson trying to make something happen, getting rid of it under pressure, and a hell of a diving play by their linebacker. So they will get a field goal out of that possession. They do take some time off the clock, and so we are back with the ball here with about 5 minutes to go. We are trailing by 10. We have come back from more with less time. It's time to believe. Houston strong, ladies and gentlemen. Time to believe in this Texans offense, our number 1 passing offense in the league. And so Watson, proving why he's number 1, dumping it off to Fuller on the motion. No, that's not a timeout. That is actually an injury. It's not a timeout or a flag. It's an injury to Fuller, who ends up breaking his toe on that play, so that puts him out for the rest of the game. And on the next play, with inches to go, we do dive it right down the middle with DJJ, who's going to get a big run. And so we are now going in the hurry-up offense. We got 2 to our left, Kiki QT to our right. And making some more play adjustment. Watson from under center takes a snap. And he's going to roll out to his right. He doesn't really have anybody there. And we're going to try to stop and just throw that one away before we take the sack. We cannot afford a sack at this stage of the game. 2nd and 10. 4 minutes to go as we continue to trail now by 2 scores, needing to bring it back. So Watson from the shotgun. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Watson's going to drop back. Garrett gets pressure, but we find Cooks coming across the middle, and we will get it to him for a big first down. And now we're speeding it up again. We're going to be going quick. And Watson from the shotgun. DJJ in the backfield with him. Watson takes a snap. Pressure starts coming from the right. He rolls out to the left. And we dump it off to Randall Cobb, who's actually going to make the catch. He came down with it. That is a completed pass down to the 21-yard line. What a play that was. Wow. Could not see that actually coming down, but that one went our direction today. Now, from the 21-yard line, 3.5 minutes to go. Watson takes a snap, has a little bit of play action, finds Cooks over the middle. He's going to get into the end zone for the touchdown. Touchdown, Houston. We are right back in this. And all we need is the extra point to get this one to within 3 points. And here's why I decided to show this one to you. Boing! Right off the left upright. Missing an extra point in a critical time like this. Cannot have that happen. So now we are trailing by 4. Browns with the ball. And they're going to start running it and taking time off this clock. We need to save our timeouts. We can still do this. If we can get them stopped, we can be in a position to win. And that's all we need, just to have the opportunity. So now at the 2nd and 10, 3 minutes to go. Clock is ticking. Mayfield hands it off to Hunt, who's going to get tackled after only about 4 yards on that one. And that'll bring up a big 3rd down, making it 3rd and 6. And now we take a look. 3rd and 6. Mayfield from the shotgun. And Mayfield, he gets set to take the snap. And he's reading the defense. We're taking a look at it. We're bringing some pressure on him. 3rd and 6. Mayfield rolls to the left. He's panicking. And he finds Landry down the field all the way to the 46-yard line. And that will do it. The dream has ended for this season, ladies and gentlemen. We did all we could. Got turnovers. It just was not enough to pull out the victory. And that's extremely disappointing. But that's football. It happens. They did outplay us. They had 251 to our 203, 146 to our 136. and they had 5 takeaways this game. We were only able to manage to get 4. And so that is how we'll end. Cleveland will go play Baltimore. We're going to end just doing a couple little upgrades for some of our better players. I will end up auto upgrading the others. Um, but yeah, that's how our season ends. Off a missed extra point, which kind of is a pretty good summary for everything that happened this year. So it's the way it goes. We'll regroup, get set up for next year. There will be big changes coming. I have a feeling as far as players, coachings, uh, our coaching staff. We'll see how that goes down in our next episode, in which we'll do the whole off season. We'll cover free agency and the draft. And so I will see y'all in that episode. I do want to thank y'all for joining us today. And please remember to subscribe if you have not already. And hit that little thumbs up button if you liked the episode. It really helps out our channel, and we greatly appreciate it. So until then, I will see y'all in the next episode. So as always, everybody, stay safe and, well, you know how it goes. Later, y'all.